You ever have one of those beautifully horrible moments in life where you stop for a second and you ponder, am I actually crazy? And in the back of your head, you hear a voice that says, yes. So today, I am doing something that I have never done before, and I'm probably doing something that nobody has ever done before because most likely it's not actually that good of an idea. So, I made orange clove bars. Some of them turned out beautifully. Some of them turned out like that. You can't sell that to someone. You can't be like, here's a great soap bar. It breaks in half on its own. You can't, okay? I mean, you can. That person's never coming back. So, cue scraping out the part that's not working. Because this part of the soap, hard as a rock. Beautiful. It'll last forever in your shower. It's just that orange part that I'm really struggling with. Because it's really struggling. And it doesn't even make sense because the orange part that was in the middle is the same orange part that's on the top. And the orange part on the top is hard. That doesn't make sense at all. So you might be asking, okay, so you had a batch of soap that didn't really work out. What are you doing? Right now I'm playing like a little puzzle of put the failed bars together in a mold in a way that makes sense. I'm trying desperately to keep together the tops and the bottoms so that they kind of match. I am also trying desperately to keep some of the taller bottoms with the taller bottoms and the shorter bottoms with the shorter bottoms so it's not all wonky. Like I said, I don't think anyone's actually done this. And I don't know if that's actually going to work out. But might as well just see if this works and, learn something today. Because how in the world are you ever going to advance your soap making career, your soap making in general, if you don't try some new things and see what you can do? So, I haven't even told you my plan yet. I've given you life advice without even telling you what I'm doing here. Well, what I'm doing here is I've got the bottom of, as you saw, the soap that's breaking in half in here. It fits in here pretty well. That was difficult to do. I'm about to make about a quarter of one of my typical batches. And then, like every person who likes a good solid puzzle, I'm gonna put the pieces back on top. There's about 1,000,001 things that can go wrong. When I pour the orange onto the bottom pieces, I have to make sure that it's pretty set up already. Since these pieces have already been cut, there are gaps. The orange soap is too thin. It's just gonna through the gaps of the soap and it's not gonna look good. I am also going to take my little fork that's only for soap and go ahead and score my soap. I don't really know if this works like it does when you're working with clay. In reality, I need as much help as I can get. So if scoring some soap bars helps me out, it is by far worth it. Okay, that's done. Yay. Okay, I am going to get my oils all weighed out. I'm going to get my lye all weighed out, cooled down, and then we'll be ready to pour this monstrosity and see how it turns out. Okay. So if you've ever made soap before, you will know that there's about 1,700 million things that can go wrong here. I waited for a very, very long time so that that orange could set up and be nice and thick, but it still might have trickled down a little bit. There's no telling. Like I said, these bars are not for sale. They are just to see what happens when you do this. And we're about to find out because I cannot wait to cut these bars up. So let's just skip to that point because the curiosity is legitimately killing me. So let's go cut them up. We're back. It's the next day and it's time to see what the heck this turned out to be. I haven't unmolded it yet because I wanted to save the suspense and potentially heartbreak. Okay. I mean, right off the bat, it only looks mildly as bad as you would think. Because this was a tester batch, I colored them with a little bit of turmeric to see how that would turn out. I mixed turmeric and red mica, and you know what? If nothing else comes out of this, I have figured out a way to make a nice natural-ish orange color. It seems pretty well lined up. Much better than I actually thought it would be. So far, this is okay. It's okay. Let's get them cut up. Is it a complete fail? No, because I learned something. I learned that this doesn't really work very well, and I will probably not do it again. But there's a lot of stuff that you can do with soap chunks, so I will still use this soap, just not in the bars that they are in currently. This is probably the best bar. I washed it off to try to get all the extra stuff. Soap making is a experiment. Although you've studied the science behind it, you've studied what's supposed to happen, what will happen, how it happens, and why, sometimes your soap is just like, meh. I don't like the humidity today, so I'm going to lose my mind. What I have learned is that turmeric and red mica make pretty good orange colored soap. I have learned that this method of rebatching your soap is what it is. Sometimes the soap just turns out weird. This was certainly a learning experience, if nothing else. So, I'm going to clean up here. I have made quite a soapy mess, which is kind of funny because it's a very clean mess, if you get my irony there. I will see y'all next week. I hope you have a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend coming up, and just an amazing day. If you're making soap today, I hope it turns out beautifully. Please like and subscribe because it will really help me grow, and I will see y'all next time.